Hi everyone, Tony the Pastor here with our daily Bible study for today, this October 22nd. It's a Wednesday. The reading comes to us from Luke's Gospel in the 22nd chapter. So this is when Jesus is the night before the crucifixion. He's gone out into the Garden of Gethsemane to pray. He is there on the Mount of Olives with his disciples, and he takes a couple of them to go pray with him. And he gives them this instruction, not just to not fall asleep, which of course they do, but also to pray themselves that they do not fall into temptation or come into the time of trial. Now, this isn't the first time we've heard Jesus talk about this tempting or this time of trial throughout his ministry. In fact, the noun here is used 21 times throughout the New Testament. This is a common theme of Jesus. It begins his ministry in most of the Gospels as he goes into the wilderness after his baptism to be tempted and tested. It is something that he tells us to pray within the Lord's Prayer itself. Lead us not in temptation or save us from the time of trial. So all of these things with trial and temptation, this word that exists there that Jesus cautions his followers against and that Jesus also tells us daily to pray against, falling into this. So what is this? Well, part of the reason this word from the Greek is able to go both ways as trial and temptation is because those things that tempt us, and that can be myriad of things, and for us as people, we're actually going to have different temptations person to person, although some of them remain the same because most temptation has to do with us profiting ourselves in some way, and often at the detriment to God or our neighbor. But nevertheless, we have these temptations that just are around us in a fallen world. That's why it's the same as trial, because each and every time that we are tempted by something that we know we shouldn't do, or something that seems pleasing to us that we know we shouldn't do, or maybe just something that seems wanton to us that we know we shouldn't do, but we want to engage in it anyway. Each and every time we confront that situation, all of a sudden we are in a time of trial and testing. And it's not necessarily, some would say, well, God is putting all these temptations and trials in front of you. Others would say, well, this is the work of the devil putting temptations and trials in front of you. I'm not sure how much that distinction matters at all. Regardless of what it is, they're there, and you are going to face these moments. And Jesus says these moments are not good. Stay out of temptation. Pray that you don't come into the time of trial. But they will occur. And we will be tested, and we will be tried, and we will be tempted. And because of this, we need the strength of God to see us through.